Rob and Phil from Smooth As Detailing, back with another garage talk. It's been a long time, we've been flat out, it's been hard, and these boys are hard to get a hold of, but we've got Luke and Josh from Mesiti Bodyworks, good friends of ours. I think they're the best in their trade, and we're just going to have a little chat and pick their brain a little bit. So boys, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Finally.
Yeah. Thank you for the hospitality, the salami, the limoncello.
Oh yeah, all the homegrown stuff, good stuff.
It's only taken a year, but we've got an year.
I might have to come in once a week.
Mate,
sounds good.
Whatever you want, whatever you want. But yeah, it's been a long time. It's been hard to get a hold of you, and you've been busy, we've been busy.
You just got to book things in advance, eh? And just say, that's it, we're doing it.
That's
it, make it work.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just come back on the lounge and fall asleep.
Enjoy the time that you have to relax.
So for those that don't know what you guys do, so explain who you are, your business.
So obviously we're a smash repairer, we're a collision repairer.
Yeah. Two brothers.
Yeah, two brothers. Josh is the older one. He's a spray painter. I'm a panel beater. You know, we've got family in the trade, and I guess we've sort of always aspired to get into this. And yeah, so we basically specialise in resprays, insurance work, custom work, and basically anything that can be painted or customised, we'll do it. Yeah,
that's it. So how did it all start? How did you get into the trade?
So our dad was a spray painter by trade. He had his own workshop, long time ago.
In early 2000s, 90s,
yeah. Our grandfather also had a panel shop.
On our other side.
On the other side, so my mum's dad.
When would that have been? Like 60s or something?
That was from like probably late 70s to Briffa Smash closed in like early late 2000s.
Would have been good to see how they done things back then compared to like.
Oh, we've got photos. Yeah, they were using trees to pull cars.
Yeah, you feel the photos because we'll
put him strapped to a tree. Reverse.
He looks like the KKK.
His mask was just a rag across the face.
I'll tell you a quick story. That's how I fixed the car once, my mum's car, because I smashed it, and I brought it home smashed. Right. I think there's photos. The same thing. We used to have a big pine tree at the front. And my dad came out losing it, this and that. I said, "Nah, Dad, I'll fix it. And because his mate was a panel beater, and he helped me do things and told me. That's what I done. I tied it to the tree, pulled it out, bought new supports.
Make do with what you got. Like our grandfather, he had his own shop, and then my uncles were a panel beater and painter. Like it was in the blood.
You were destined to be.
We're destined to be in this industry, and lo and behold, we ended up in our own workshop.
We never thought we'd be in our own workshop. Like I bought my own house with a block of land that I could fit to build a shed to work on cars because I always had a dream that it may happen, but I never thought we'd be able to have the capital to buy a workshop, or even let alone fill out, equipment to fill a workshop. It's a big outlay.
It's a massive outlay for a panel shop.
And we made great money on wages too.
Yeah.
As panel beaters and painters.
So it's hard to walk away from that.
Very hard.
Knowing that you potentially starting.
Having that comfort, you're going to get that.
Big security, man. Like it's, making good money and, but not doing the work that you really like to do, and, sort of lose your purpose and your passion. Yeah. But at the same time, you can provide for your family. So
getting told how to do the job when you know the job is not being done right. Someone telling you, no, it's just do it like this, but really it should be done this way.
Very conflicting.
It's like
you don't want to put your name to it.
I can't do this.
That'd be a daily occurrence too.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah. Our industry is cutthroat, bro, and working for a company that's paying you good money, you're gonna do what they say.
Yeah, true.
At the end of the day, what are you gonna say? No, I'm gonna walk away from it and go get paid a third of the money I'm getting. You just gotta.
It goes to show
down and say yes.
You just put your mind to it, and you just pushed, and you just took that leap, and it happened.
It was a big leap, as anyone going to business knows. It's
dreams come true.
And obviously, it wasn't straight away. What was the lead up to getting your own shop?
We've been building for years. Building for years. So everywhere we've worked, we've done little side hustles. And just everywhere we work, the bosses would let us do our side hustle at first. And then it would start to snowball, and then they'd put a ball and chain and pull us back. No more. Like every time we'd start getting a bit of momentum, it would just get bang. No, it's not happening.
Those years of hustling bar is what built your name and got your name. Because even before you went on your own, everyone knew in the industry that who you were and the quality of work is pushed out.
We had a no compromise. Like we just we did quality work from day dot. Like when we started doing private work, we were just doing quality work.
It was our way. It was our way. Quality. If they wanted a shitty job, we're not doing it. We're not deviating our name, our quality to satisfy you, to save a couple $100, to then in 6 months' time say they did a shit job.
It's
not, I remember meeting you guys through Phil because you've known each other for years. And like the first time I seen your work, I spun out. I was like, nah, man. Like, normal, you get a job from a panel shop. It's full of compound swirls. It's just a mess. And then when I seen your work, I was like, dude, I don't even have to do much.
I don't even know what car that was.
I don't know if it was one of your.
It would have been one of mine.
It would have been the S2000 maybe.
Yeah.
Or even earlier than that.
And then a few we done here, and then you done that baby blue Tirana. Remember you had to paint a flare for me in the front nose.
Oh yeah, that might have been the first.
That would have been one of the jobs through Smooth As.
First, but before then, I don't know, I can't remember what it was.
A while ago.
Yeah, we used to get past and go, we'd have to buff it. But no way, like.
We like to send our jobs out like looking pristine. Like panel shops are just today's time. Like everyone just slap it and go. Slap it and go.
Because they're trying to chase money.
Because they're not getting what they're paid first of all from the insurance company.
Yes.
And they're trying to chase their tail. Doesn't work.
It's sad because it brings down the industry standards.
100% it does. And then
and it's just a numbers game because the more they push
it's
out,
like
the more money.
cancer. It just ripple effects through the whole industry.
Yeah.
And everyone in these sausage shops
and it becomes the norm. But what we're trying to do is break the norm.
So same with us.
Yeah.
Because everyone's doing cheaper, and then shitty work, and it's bringing the industry down together. Where if those people bring their quality up and their prices up, then it'll be the same as everyone else, and everyone's still going to get work.
Let's all do good work together. Let's all have happy customers together.
In saying that, you need a good skill set to be able to do like our industry. Like
it's a very
skilled trade. Like some people just don't have it. Like.
Move on.
We've worked with many tradesmen.
They probably have every intention to do a good job, but they just haven't got that skill set.
It's skill set and mindset, the two biggest things. You know, if you don't have the skill set, you can still have a good mindset to get you to a base level to do good work. You know, you might not be elite level, but you can still do good work.
And patience, I guess.
Patience. Patience is very big. When I'm doing 140-hour engine bay, it's you gotta be patient, bro, because you're in that engine bay for 6-7 days straight and you haven't moved. It's a mind battle. It's a mind battle, bro. And then you're getting phone calls and
that comes back to discipline. Like
and the fun of running a business.
That's right.
Phone calls and messages don't stop.
Paul cops that, doesn't he?
That's why we're late today.
So, you're a car guys, you're passionate about cars. So what was your first car?
My first car?
Very first car.
It was pretty famous.
It's got around the internet.
Come up.
For those who haven't seen it, because they're not searching internet.
Phil might put a little.
We're going to add little photos.
Was it one piece or?
It was a Mitsubishi Lancer 2002 VRX that I smashed after 3 months of getting my license on graduation day in front of the whole school. And
is that the one that went through the fence?
No, that was Carl. Shout out to Carl. But that was my first car.
How about you?
Mine was a Mazda 323, which
the Estina. The mad sound system.
What are we talking about here?
It would have been like a 99 model.
Was it 99?
Wow.
Yeah, 99 model.
Estina, is it the bubbly shaped one?
No, it was the one after the bubble shape. So it was a repairable write-off.
First car.
My dad. Actually, I think my Uncle Jeff might have fixed it.
We both got our cars with Uncle Jeff.
My dad resprayed the car for me. And that was my first car, like just getting into the car.
Slapper.
From there, just
put a fat sound system with some neons in it.
If it hasn't got a big engine, it has to have a big stereo.
My first car was an 82 model Daihatsu Charade.
Wow.
Yellow, canary yellow.
Oh yeah, nice.
That was
And when what was your triple S?
It would have been the N14 Triple S.
I had a Sierra with a
I had a Sierra before that, but I didn't drive it because I didn't have my license back then. And then I figured, you know what, if I sell it, I'll make $2,000 on it. So I thought, that's how this works.
I made money because my brother done an engine swap for me.
Rob did the engine swap for free.
Perks of being a mechanic, eh?
So yeah, it was that, but then it really was the N14.
That was a clean,
and that was
a clean car.
And what are you driving now? Tell us what you.
So right now I own my workhorse, my Trident, which I daily every day. I've got an Evo 9, which makes about 440, 450 kilowatt, which is fun.
Yeah,
doesn't get driven enough. I should start driving it more.
Standard,
And I've got a Honda Integra DC2 Type R, which I had after my 323 Mazda. I sold to buy my first house.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to get another one. I bought another one.
The usual car guy story.
Now I've case swapped
Sent it to BYP for a case swap.
BYP's done their full.
So which one do you enjoy driving more?
To be honest,
The
the
Trident?
Integra. the Trident never lets me down, eh? But the Honda doesn't either. So I think the Honda's the more fun car. Like circuit, I've set it up for circuit racing. K24, it's got the works.
Can you drive on the street bike?
Yeah, I hear it flying up the street every now and then.
Yeah. He's flying at 60 k's, 50.
Once you drive it, like the power to weight ratio, even just compared to my Evo, it just feels so much more effortless. Whereas the Evo, it's like too much torque steering, you're fighting it. Whereas that, it's just, it's like a cruising.
Yeah, it's good. But the only thing is, like, it's full track car now. Like, it's very stiff. It's uncomfortable to drive on the streets.
So you've taken
With the Evo, I can take the family in it. The things are like, it feels like a monster when you give it a
Natalia cries when you put your foot down.
And then you've got an Evo as well.
Yeah, what have you
I've
got?
got an Evo 8 GSR that I've had since 2014. I've got a little Honda CRX Del Sol with a B1682.
Everyone needs a
Everyone
Honda in
likes
their
Honda,
life,
mate.
mate. 100%.
You have to have a Honda in your life, and I got my trusty Sports Cat Colorado. That's my baby. That seat warmers, remote start. I wake up at 5:30. First thing I do, boom boom.
Mate, everyone that has one of those,
they gotta rub it in.
that they can start with their key.
Everyone, I'm walking over towards the car. Who's in your car? Remote start. That's a good feature. That was a big selling feature for me anyway.
My cousin always teases me with that because he's got one, and then he'll come and start it from out. He goes, "Does your Hilux do it?"
Yeah, does your remote do that? No.
But my Hilux will get 300,000 k's.
I don't know about the Colorado.
Colorado's good.
And I've got my little Yamaha MT-07 with the orange paint job to match the
Everything Luke has to have an orange paint job.
Have the orange
Have you still got the jet ski?
jet ski.
Poor Josh doesn't get any paint jobs, and he's the painter.
Please.
And you're the painter.
I'm the painter, but none of my cars get painted.
Same here. I'm the mechanic. My car's all the stuff. He's the ones that bloody doing work on it.
Yeah, so Luke gets all the paint jobs.
Yeah,
that's
great.
Your one originally silver, yeah?
Yeah. Same way. His Evo, the paint job is what kicked us off.
Yeah, without a doubt. I bought that car after I rode off Mace 2000.
Which is a story in itself.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. And,
I want to get to that car.
Yeah, I had a Honda S 2000. That was a good car. But yeah, I wrote that off. Got paid out for $25,000. Bought my Evo 8 GSR for 19. Took it straight to shift performance. Put the coilovers, put the wheels. I had it for 2 weeks. We already stripped it down, painted it. Because all the plans I had for that Evo, I wanted to do with my S2K.
Yeah.
The Enkeys, the orange.
Yeah. So that's what got the name out there because some people could see what.
Yeah,
what
I quickly realised like I was starting to go to shows and
We took that car to Auto Rush in 2014.
Yeah, wow.
We weren't expecting to win any awards or like we just want to expose ourselves a little bit.
We went to that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was on display.
We ended up winning a smooth as silk.
Smooth as silk.
Smooth as silk paint.
Cheeky monkeys.
We weren't expecting it. We were young, like we just.
And we were with our Uncle Jeff. He was there with us as well, and he had cars there.
Yeah.
And he was looking at us going, "What?"
He just told us like, don't expect to win anything because you haven't.
He's done it before.
Yeah, you haven't painted your car in like a certain brand or whoever's sponsoring the event. Well,
And you still won.
We won an award,
something, which is awesome.
Yeah, like, it felt good, and that's where like the car got exposure, and it kicked off from there.
Gave us a bit of drive to say, oh, you know what, maybe
we can compete with these guys.
We can do this for other people.
Yeah.
Maybe we can build a business off it. But even still, then in those early days, it wasn't a reality. We just thought maybe we can make a bit of extra money for ourselves, and we can live a good life
One day.
Yeah, and it worked.
I think that's a problem too. Sometimes people don't think far enough.
Nah,
So like, you'll have a dream, but people will think, oh, no, I can't achieve it in the next 2-3 years, and then they just give up.
Get
But
overwhelmed.
if you look past it, you're talking about 2014.
14,
So it's nearly 10 years.
Yeah, years ago. Yeah.
You know?
It's been a big.
And now
It's been a big build up.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've
massive
got people
build-up.
waiting for you.
And you know what? Like even then, like I was, I think I probably just turned tradesman then.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was still an apprentice when I first resprayed my Evo. I think it was a 3rd or 4th year. And like everything in the last 10 years for me, or 9 years, I was on wages, and then I went to another shop where I was getting more money on wages, I took more responsibility on. I then, in that same year, I took on the role to go subcontract and, you know, get into sort of business and see what it's like to actually, all right, yeah, I can do good work, but now I've got to do good work and I've got to make money.
Yeah.
So that gave me the business sense. And, you know, I wouldn't have been able to run a business going straight from wages to that. You know what I mean? Everything in my life led me to step by step by step. Everything in life you've got to do in sequence. You can't just jump into anything and expect to succeed.
Yeah, it's very, very unlikely that you'll, you know, get through it with flying colours and no problems.
Yeah.
Some people succeed quicker, and it's just the way of life. But I think everybody's time is at a different time.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's exactly right.
You got to trust
the process. Bit by bit, you learn and.
But still, like 9 years ago, if you told yourselves, someone told you, you're going to have a shop and do all this.
No way.
You're like, nah,
that was the dream. That was the dream.
Yeah.
Like,
not a chance.
Like I said before, we were getting held back by shops not letting us do our work because it started to snowball, and we sort of said to ourselves, like, it's never going to happen, you know, because it's too hard because these people they're not letting us use their shops. We don't know where to do it.
And you know what, the big point for us, like I said, when I was subcontracting during COVID, like during COVID, the shop that I was subcontracting at, we still had a lot of work, but then it got to a point where it started dying down. And as a subcontractor, they weren't going to give me all their work because I was taking too much money out of the business. I was receiving 50% of everything I did, right? So they would give more work to whoever they had on wages. So then it got to a point where, man, I had to hustle. I had to do what I got to do to survive. So, man, I started getting back on the socials at Mesiti Bodyworks, where, you know, we're back, we're starting to take on more work again. During COVID, we were cranking our own work. And Josh and I looked at each other and said, man,
we can do this.
We can do this on our own. Like, look at what we're turning over. Just on our own, doing a couple of jobs a week, you know, and doing quality work, you know, and a few customers, and they know who they are. You know, they pushed us to do what we do, and they had the following behind them to help promote us. And, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, also to thank in, you know, you boys yourselves. You know, you guys have been massive for us and promoting our
we just
business.
need that little push, like we were there, but like we just need like people like yourself just give us like we just need that push, and then
you know, being able to utilise your network and other guys' networks and other businesses now that we work with. You know, the Precisions and the Croydons and stuff like that. The Beerongs, like being able to, you know, they gave us a shot. You know, and we said we're not going to let these guys down. And, you know, we continue to not let these guys down, and it comes back.
That's mad. It's awesome.
It goes back to that saying that people say, when you start a business, so not many friends will become your customers, but a lot of your customers will become
your friends. Most of the people I speak to now are my customers. Like I'm in a group chat with 8 of my best mates from high school. And, you know, aside from that, I don't really talk to many people because I'm running a business. I talk to my customers.
But even if you were to stop doing what you're doing, they'll be friends. They'll stay friends.
As long as you do the right thing by them, they'll be loyal, and we're the same. We'll be loyal. Always.
And then the good thing about that too is like referrals you get from those people. Those people come to you already with the trust.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So whatever you say,
word of mouth is key, bro.
And then generally, the people they refer are like those people, so you know you'll get on with them. They're not going to be stingy and be annoying, and you know they're not going to refer people.
They want a good job.
People say that to us. Well, do you ever have these problem customers, this and that? Look, every now and then, but all the referrals we've had, it's always headache free.
Because they've got their own circle of like-minded people, and they go, we like guys that do good work. Let's all use these guys, and it's just builds and builds and builds.
Everyone feeds off each other.
Like, look, at the start, we had heaps of them. Every second customer was a problem, but when you're first starting off, you take what you can get.
Everything's a problem when you first start off.
But you got to go through the shit.
But you slowly filter through that, and you get past that, and then you're good.
That's right.
Now they're all our customers are like diamonds. And it's all about educating.
It's a big part, man. You know,
we like to be honest and transparent.
And still to this day, like we've had customers that have been using us from a long time ago, and obviously our prices have definitely gone up as of the whole world. You know, and still some of our best customers, we still give them prices, and they still think, oh, like, you know, are you actually looking after me? Like, we are. Like, this is now what it costs us to do things. Like, you know, when you sit down and work out, you know, your profits and losses as a business, and you think, oh shit, like I can't do things for that price anymore.
Yeah. You feel like you've pumped the work out.
You look back. They're saving they're really saving because you go somewhere else that's sometimes cheaper. You're not getting quality. The customer's going to be leaving unhappy. Yeah. Sometimes the job's got to be done again.
Yeah.
It's coming to you headache free. The job's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can't even tell it's being repaired.
Well, that's the aim of the game.
We see it firsthand. We get customers that they've had their car resprayed and they've chosen the cheap alternative.
Yeah.
And then they have to come to us and spend another $2-3 grand to rectify the issues. When if they would have just spent that $2-3 grand with the paint job,
you know, if they're spending a third of what they're
that's right. So if you're looking at painting, you can't do it properly.
Educating yourself and for us, educating customers is a massive part of the business.
Yeah,
for sure.
So take that time and speak to them and
be
run
patient
through what's how it
like
works.
like we said before off camera. We get a lot of customers that come to us now with previous experiences from other body shops where it's like they've got anxiety. They talk to me and they're like oh, will this be getting done? Will that get done? Or oh, the last guy left compound all over my wheels or whatever. Yeah. And in my mind, because I know the work we do, I'm like, man, it's all good, but
it's normal.
I probably don't reassure them enough because in my mind, I'm like,
it's standard.
It's fine.
It's standard. That's normal, but they've just had this traumatic experience essentially.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
What would you say would be your biggest, your hard point, the biggest struggle would have been this transition to going into a shop?
My hardest point in this business was the first 3 months,
of what when you started your shop.
Yeah.
So I was doing 4:30 a.m. starts to finishing 7 p.m. at night. My body, I couldn't take it anymore. I was just. My body fell apart.
And that's physical work.
Physical
that's
work.
Not just,
I'm sitting
he was all on the tools. He doesn't do any paperwork.
Literally 15-20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Sitting down. The rest is all physical.
And not even a chair, probably a milk crate.
That's not go to work, have a coffee, make a phone call. That's bro, get to work. You crank, bro. That's what
people don't see. But
I got to breaking point. I said to him, bro, I don't know what's wrong with me. My whole body is aching. I've got to go see a doctor. I thought I had MS. I thought I had something going on with me. He goes, mate, you just need to. You need to
rest.
Yeah, you're overworking.
Yeah.
So then we sat down together and tried to.
The defining moment for me, I've as a subcontractor, before we started the business, and Josh will tell you, I was the only panel beater in that shop for about 3-4 months, and I was doing 30 to 35 cars on my own. I was doing those hours. I was doing 6 days a week, 16-hour days.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I made some good money in there, so I wasn't complaining. Yeah. And plus, I've always been super fit, and I could do it. I've always trained, and so I didn't mind doing the physical stuff. For me, it was coming into business, and towards the back end of last year, my wife and I wanted to refinance our loan for our mortgage. Rachel wasn't happy at her job. I got to a point where, I had my apprentice at the time, and good kid's doing really well, but I've got an apprentice, I've got the load of the workshop. If I'm not repairing cars, he's not painting cars. I'm getting phone calls, I've got to order parts, I've got to deal with insurance companies. I send the quote off to the insurance company, they send it back to me with adjustments taking thousands of dollars off my quote. I've got to go back through the quote, I've got to amend it, I've got to create a job sheet, all that. And I got to a point where, I got home and we finally refinanced our mortgage. And Rachel said, once we refinance our mortgage, she goes, I want to quit what I'm doing. So she's like, I'm going to have a month off. And in that month off, I got to a stage where I got home, I was wigging out, I was stressed, I was overwhelmed. She's in the kitchen, she's like, how's your day? I didn't answer her. I literally grabbed a bottle of wine, poured a big glass, sat down on the floor.
We don't recommend it.
Don't recommend it. Stress will do incredible things.
But a little bit of wine's good. A little bit of wine's good.
Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was a turning point for me, and that got to a point where I need to start focusing on, the SOPs, the procedures, and everyone's got to have their roles. And I was always big in self-development, and being in business for that first year, there was no Luke didn't exist. It was just Mesiti Bodyworks.
It takes a toll, but
yeah, bro, massive toll.
Even with us, when we first started out, full time, and then Phil came on board, we weren't even stopping for lunch.
No,
we just
you don't.
while you're driving to the next one, shove some food in.
I still do
Do a
that
message.
today.
This guy does
I'm
like
driving. He's on the laptop.
I did it
like-
yesterday.
Yeah.
I was coding rules with chicken and rice.
Yeah. This guy will be under the pump. I can't have lunch, but we still go home at 4:30. Just
Yeah. But people don't see that. Like I could say now at 41, I've got my work-life balance starting to come in where we can like. For instance, I injured myself, I could do half days. As before, I couldn't do half days. And I'm still working. People are like, oh, are you off work? No, I'm not off work. Mate, you've torn us. We can't stop. But we've still got a bit of a balance where I can go Saturdays and watch my kids play soccer. And, but, you know, it took from 2012 to now.
Takes time
to get that. But and our bodies took a toll. And like you said,
I've aged, bro.
Luke left. It was like me, Rob left, man. Like there was no gym, no nothing. I'm packing on weight. It helps turn into shit because you're trying to tread water.
And not just that, then you're stressed as fuck as well.
Yeah, you're stressed.
We're arguing more. You're stressed at home. You bring the stress home.
Tension builds up, and you're ripping each other's heads off. You know.
I lost myself in that first year of business. It was really hard for me because
I
I've
remember
always
talking to you back then, and you were like, not scattered, but you were like,
that's when most people walk away. And then you walk away from that, and you've just lost all this potential. Like you wouldn't have known what you lost.
No.
And now you're like, fuck, lucky I didn't give up because
all that momentum you built up.
That's right. Yeah.
You got to go through that, bro. You got to go through that to get to the light.
So get yourself a bottle of wine and just smash it. Have one glass.
You just got to just.
And I even turned to vaping. You've known me for a long time. I've been massive on my health and fitness, and I turned to. I never smoked a cigarette in my life. I was vaping.
I found sneaky vapes in this guy.
every now and then.
I was vaping like first thing I do when I wake up, I was vaping, and this guy's going, bro, you always give it to me for eating salami and stuff, and you're vaping.
Speaking of,
here we are.
And I can finally say, I've stopped vaping now for about 4 or 5 months now, which has been good. But like I said before, I wrote job roles for all the boys, myself, Josh, the young boys, even the young boys at the start of this year. As a business, we had our goals. And I said to the boys, I want you to write your individual goals, and we're going to print them out and we're going to put them on your cabinet. So when you open your cabinet at work, you see what your goals are. And then I've also written work instructions. This is how we do things. We finish off our repairs with 240. We check all of our repairs. We bag and tag our bolts. Just dumb everything down.
Yeah, because you want them to personally develop themselves, succeed and become
if they succeed, we all succeed.
The business will grow. Everyone grows together. And it's good. These two boys on. It's taking pressure off, but it's put pressure on too because we got to teach them. So we're trying to teach and run a business and do all the work at the same time, but we're pursuing with these boys because they're good kids. And
hopefully all those times that you stop your work to then help them,
hopefully
in the long run it pays off. And it's the other way around.
I'm sure they know.
To find good people these days, it's super hard.
They're good boys, man. The young Liam, the panel beater, he's half Maltese. We're obviously Maltese. Young Joey, he went to Bosley Park High School. We went to Bosley. So
it's like one of us.
It's like a family.
We're like a little family.
It really is. They're like our little brothers. I never had a little brother. I had a bigger little brother.
Next time you paint his car, just orange peel it.
I'll paint it
pink. That's what you want.
But I really enjoy being a leader. I enjoy showing people what to do and taking that leadership role. It motivates me.
That comes from our soccer background too. I was captain of my teams, school captain. Luke was captain of his team. It was in us. Our dad is a natural leader. It's just built in us. It's just how we are.
Yeah, soccer was a big part of.
Do you still play soccer now?
I retired from my business, bro. I miss it every day. I really do. Because
is that something you reckon you get back into a little bit?
How
do you vent? So what do you do now? What's a hobby that sort of gets your mind off?
Golf.
Besides racing cars,
golf, but it stresses me out too. Golf, but I play golf once a fortnight and go to the gym. Just sort of working on my self development, reading books and. I journal.
1 sec, pause it there for a sec, because it's about to stop.
Alright, coffee? You want coffee?
How quick 30 minutes go?
You want coffee?
It was like 10 minutes.
Alright, we're back. Sorry. Cut it back in.
So,
is it playing?
Yeah, it's playing. So what were we saying? You were...
Yeah.
So what's your outlet?
Oh yeah, so my outlet was fishing. I used to love going fishing, but I had to sell my boat to open the business. I paid for the spray booth by selling my boat. So my outlet sort of went out the window.
That's something that most people don't want to do.
Nah, it's a big
We've had people that like we mentor in that, and we've said to them like, this is what we'd do: sell it all, put your toys, and buy it.
I sold my pride and joy. Like
he paints cars in his boat now.
Yeah, that's right.
That was my pride and joy. That was my outlet. Now my outlet sort of, I don't really, racing my Honda Integra type art.
Obviously, spending leisure time with your kids. And,
but like
disciplining them.
Josh time is when I'm racing my car, which is maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months.
But we've spoken, you don't prioritise yourself enough, and that's something you need to work on. I've always been big on, if I prioritise myself and I'm the best I can be the best husband, I can be the best tradesman, I can be the best friend that I can be. If I'm not right, I'm not looking after myself, I'm not going to be good in all those areas.
I'm like you too, but same thing. I've always put my...
Like my wife and kids come first now.
Yeah, that's it.
I put them for like, he knows, we'll be at work on a Saturday. I said, bro, I want to leave early. I want to go to play soccer, you know?
I've got no kids. My time.
I'm not saying much.
It's something you won't get back.
I always talk.
I don't want to miss that.
Your kid will be at a school play. It's like 2 o'clock. We're still working. I said, go, and you're like, no.
Yeah, but I've just got that old mentality.
I'm old school.
It's good, but because you guys are the same dynamic as us, we balance each other out. Yeah. But you also need to understand you only live once. You know what I mean? And your kids, your family, that's the priority.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we get into business for, is to have a little bit of freedom.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to make up for those hours anyway, but
it's all, go to bed, then you start working.
Yeah, it's all about just shifting. You can shift your schedule. That's what being in business is. Like, you know, Josh will, if he knows that he's got something to do, sometimes he'll go in on a Sunday night just to make sure, you know, it's all good for Monday morning. Like that's just what we do. Like,
Well, I drove past Josh's house. When did I walk past your house? Sunday or Saturday? And he was hopping in the car. You were going to go check the S15.
Yeah, even me. I went away with Rachel for our 4-year wedding anniversary. We went up to Bilpin. On my way home, I said we need to stop in at the shop because Josh painted it on the Saturday and I wasn't there. So we need to stop in the shop. I want to see the S15.
Yeah. Like you could have well and truly waited till Monday, but
I didn't want to wait. I've just
it's in you. You just
I've just spent over 300 hours repairing this car. Like I want to see what it looks like with the paint on it.
I can't wait.
I've done that before too. I'll go have a shower and say that's it.
If you're not like that,
I'll come out, I'll look at the buffer,
and it
if
always
I do that guard now and the bar, then tomorrow
it's going to be easy.
I can start,
If you don't have that attitude in business, it's not going to work. It's going to be hard. You got to love what you do. You got to be sick about what you do. You got to be, above that, above the rest.
That's where a lot of business.
Obsessed. Really, you got to be obsessed with what you do. Otherwise, it's just going to be a fight the whole time.
I'm very passionate.
All I can say, like these young people, like. People give up so easy these days. Mate, if you're young and you've just got a little bit of that drive, like an animal in you, you can achieve so much.
I call it
you got to do it, and you got to do it when you're young.
You have to,
because you know the older you get,
the harder it is.
Mate, I've slowed down this. I used to work like a donkey, and then come home and work again. You know, and then come inside at 1 o'clock in the morning, have a shower, go to bed, and go up for work. I can't do that now.
You feel like a champion.
I feel like a champion. And it was funny too because there was a thing on Instagram the other day that said like people now like they'll have a big night out and the first thing they'll do is call in sick. As back then, like you turn up to work with the stamp on your hand on the clock you were at.
Go to work.
You know?
Definitely. But I had no option. I worked for my dad for 10 years. I had him come smashing on my door, up, let's go to work, sick, no matter what. Like, here's why I'm very, if someone has a day off, mate,
this guy takes it personally.
Don't have days off.
This guy takes it personally.
You've got no sick days.
That's just how I was brought up. I was brought up old school.
But Dad wasn't like that.
You're coming to work.
Dad didn't take things personally. Dad was like me in regards to being patient with people.
But Dad didn't like time off.
No way.
But see, that's how we were brought up. That's why I'm hard on myself like that.
So am I.
You know?
Like my wife I had a baby and I had 2 days off. Well, what do people have? Like weeks, 6 weeks?
Months, 6 months.
2 days.
2 days.
If you work for the government, you're laughing.
I went to work half a day to quickly paint a car and go back to the hospital. Like, just what? It's just.
Did your wife know that you went back to work?
Yeah.
You just said you're going to check the coffee machine downstairs.
Nat lost it at me after my hernia op because I swung myself out that day.
And did you?
And she rang, and they go, "Oh no, he's left." She goes, "What do you mean he's left?"
He's left.
I didn't leave. I swung myself out. She picked me up, and then like 2 days later, I'm trying to buff, and he's like, "Go, what's wrong with you? Go inside, man." I'm like, "Nah."
It's just this. I don't know. My dad drummed it into me from a young age. Like
Rachel, my wife, will know. Like even when we were dating, I played semi-professional soccer. I worked 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I went to the gym. You know, I socialised. I was never at home.
Yeah.
I was never at home. I just wanted to get the most out of life. Like now, you know, running a business, I've just put it all into the business now.
Yeah.
So it's still sort of similar, but I get a little bit more time with my wife during the weeks because I'm not playing soccer anymore, which is good.
And plus she works for us now too.
Yeah,
She works for us, which is good.
So she started working for you after she left her job?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it took care of your problem where so
Yeah.
much paperwork and
Massively.
bullshit.
Oh, so she's doing
So
the
work
food.
tending.
That's what I told him. I said, bro, bring Rachel on. He's like, oh, are you sure? Man, just put her on. And
Yeah.
that's all. It's been one of the best things we've done.
Yeah.
Like as a household,
Yeah.
obviously you don't pay yourself as much as what you're getting paid on as
Yeah, of
wages.
course, yeah.
And the same as Rachel, like she's not getting paid nowhere near as much as what she used to get paid, but as a lifestyle, we're happier
Yeah.
because she loves what she does now. She's
Yeah.
working with her husband. We've got a good dynamic. We don't argue. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people say, don't work with family. Yeah, Josh and I will bicker, but like it's never personal.
No.
And if
Never
we
personal.
do, we get over it like that.
We
I
shake
think-
hands, you know.
I think the key is too, like, you gotta have, and this is what I've learned with us, if you're partnership with someone, whether it's a brother or a mate, like,
Yeah.
you gotta have your roles, not
Oh yeah.
both try to do the same thing.
Same thing.
No,
Like,
we
know-
he does his thing,
Yeah.
he'll run it by me, I'm going to do this and that.
Yeah.
Yep, no problems. I might have my
100%.
input,
Mm.
but I don't try to take over his stuff, it doesn't
Yeah.
try to take over our stuff,
100%.
Yeah.
and it works out good.
You have to, bro.
We know our roles exactly what.
Yeah.
We spoke about our
We-
roles before we opened the business.
Communication, yeah, 100%. Communication is something that we need to work on, but at the same time, like we don't need to communicate to be.
You can work
efficient.
without talking. We just
Yeah.
know what each
We've
other's
talked
thinking.
about this before.
Yeah.
Like we can do a whole job from start to finish. We don't need to talk.
No, we don't say a
We
word.
know who's doing
Yeah.
what's done, what doesn't have to be done.
And when we got the shit at each other, we won't talk to each other for a few days. We're like, good morning, see you later. Did you pay that? Did that invoice come in? That's it. Like it's just, you know, we trust
It's
each
crazy how
other.
things work.
You know, you
Yeah.
trust each other. That's a big thing as well going into business. You need to be able to trust whoever you're going into business with. And
And
same with your
at least that way you see your wife a bit more. I know it's during work, it's not quality time, but
Oh, you know what, man?
it's better than not seeing her at all.
We love it.
together.
We love it.
That's
Like
good.
we get to see each other every day. I'll come upstairs in the office. I'll get to work, say 6:30. 6:30. I go through everything through the admin stuff, so I'm on top of everything. I give Rachel a list of everything that she needs to do for the day. She comes into work. I go upstairs with her. I'll walk her through it, and then I'll just bounce up and down, throughout the day. How you going? You need a hand? And she'll call me. Yep, this, that.
Yeah.
We smile, we laugh, have a little kiss here and there.
Secretary's your lover. How
Yeah, young Joey always gives shit to Rachel because she works 10 till 3, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, she's leaving she's leaving 2:45. Oh, you're leaving a bit early? And I go, Joey, she's rude, the boss.
Joe, you should be looking at your watch. So where to from here now with the cut? Because you said you were going to paint the Evo, yeah?
Yeah, so we want to paint my Evo. Getting the time to do it.
Yeah,
It's like we made a decision to say, yeah, let's do your Evo, and then all of a sudden, like we've had jobs booked in, but then
Yeah.
it's just boom, like in life you
Yeah.
make a decision and everything goes against that decision.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
So the Evo's on the back burner.
I told him, I'm happy to.
Are you going to leave it a secret what colour you're choosing? Or?
Oh, we haven't even thought
We
about it. bro, to be
haven't
honest.
thought about it. Like we did, and then
I want to do it because I want to see him in a car like mine. Like he deserves it without a doubt. Like he deserves a mad looking car. Like
Yeah.
this poor bloke's one of the best painters in the country, and
Can't even enjoy yourself.
and
just
like.
making everyone else happy.
He would
Yeah.
look after it
Yeah.
better than I've had my Evo for 9 years now, and I dated it for 3 years. It's still held, and I've done a lot of track days, and it's still held up good. But he would really look after a nice
Yeah.
paint job. He knows.
Not
like
the ins and outs, the paint. It's-
That's it.
me,
Why
snow
not?
foam, gurney, wash 3 times a year. That's it.
It's up to you.
I'd rather not wash it because I'm gonna, ruin the ceramic coating every time I wash it. So
People are scared to, we get that sometimes. People ring us, I'm scared to touch my car. Bro, just wash it, it's alright.
I only wash it for like important events now.
Yeah.
I'd rather let it get dusty instead of continuing to wash it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what's the dream car? If you could have any car, or was there a car that you want to have one day that you've got sort of in your
Yeah, look,
in your mind?
I've always,
Or
from
have
a
you
young
got
age, I've always wanted a Lambo. I've always said to my
Yeah.
wife, I want a Lambo.
Yeah.
I don't care what Lambo, I want a Lambo. And
colour?
it's like, oh,
Who cares? Then a painter.
No, but some people like loud colours. Some
Yeah,
people don't
I
like.
like loud, as you know.
I haven't really thought about colour. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's all these crazy colours in these Lambos these days. But yeah, I've always told my wife I want a Lambo. She's like, oh no, that looks like a hero's car, you know. But it's just me.
That's self-satisfaction.
He's a superhero.
Yeah,
I love
I love a Lambo.
I'd like to have one.
I was looking at the one on Precision's website, the green one,
Yeah,
for sale, through the car sales. I was looking at the interior. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Just I can see myself sitting in that.
One day I'd love to own one. Whether I get that opportunity or not, only God knows. But
I think you will.
Where my favourite car, like when I was young, was the orange McLaren. I can't remember the model, but it was like in the late '90s.
I talking about it.
But that orange McLaren.
Yeah.
But yeah, my ideal car would be orange Lambo or orange McLaren. Yeah, without a doubt. That's one of my dream cars. But in saying that, I also want a bigger workshop. I want a bigger house.
Yeah.
The business comes first again. Like we want a bit more room. That'd be ideal in the workshop.
Yeah, I'm very big on prioritising.
I remember you saying that first. That within the first couple of months, you noticed like, fuck, the shop's really getting small.
Yeah.
You didn't expect to fill it up so quick.
No,
it's like going into business. We don't know if we're gonna get work. We don't know. Like
a lot of people told us you're making a mistake. But number one, we bought the workshop, so that was all we could afford. Like that's a big outlay as it is, and then the outlay of the equipment.
$300,000.
Yeah, and for me, it's crazy. I got married. I renovated my house, and then I opened my business. So like for the last few years, it's
always the case. Just
money going out, bro. Like I've worked like a dog. I haven't travelled. All my mates have gone travelling and whatever, but I've just concentrated on what's here. You know what I mean?
What I want to ask you is too, like these days with all these new cars and stuff, what are you finding like working with these paints and metal, and is it getting harder?
Yeah.
Like is it like we've noticed paint's getting a lot thinner.
So basically the colours they're bringing out these days, they're putting candy colours on factory cars. Like back in the day, a candy colour is like, that's a show car, like for a
like a car like this, what you got here, you know what I mean?
The Mazda's coming out in a shadow chrome. Like, it's very hard to match these colours, and the paint, like you said, is very thin. Try and blend the panel when you rub it. Sometimes you get a rub through because it's so thin. It's just they're making it hard, and the insurance companies are making it harder because they're not giving us as much time as we should to repair and paint the car.
So with these colours, just say you scratch a guard or something, it's a very rare where you can just paint that panel, or you have to blend. To do it properly, you would have to blend.
Yeah, it depends how far the scratch has gone. But most of the time, you'd have to, we've got our parameters, like how far, if the scratch is like say that far from the next panel, you gotta blend the next panel. You need room to blend your paint, because otherwise you're gonna see a blend or
You'll see the.
It's worrying for us because it's just getting thinner and thinner.
Because we always get customers with new cars. They go, "Oh, can you sand out or can you fix the orange peel?" We're like, there's not enough paint there to do that.
The orange peel. Let's logo.
We're getting detailers saying can you do a course on sanding? And I'm like, what do you want to learn sanding for first of all? If it's foam pad to get rid of a scratch quicker and not put heat in the paint, you're fair enough. But if you're trying to smooth out paint and it's factory, don't touch it. I wouldn't do it. Some people might say to me, "Oh yeah, you're too scared of that," but like you just said, it's so easy.
You're gonna paint the panel.
That's right.
You might send it and get it out, but that paint's not going to last long because it's that thin now. Or if you get another scratch or you get a buff it again, but
a couple of washes.
Paint companies are trying to save money. They're putting minimal paint on these cars.
But with good aftermarket paint these days, are you finding that they're better with UV?
Yeah, so the paint the technology's come a long way. It's just the clear coats, the 2-pack clear coats. So that's your UV protection there. The HS clear, you got your HS, your UHS, MS. It's just there's all different ones. They're all good. Just depends how hard you want your clear or whatnot. But the main concern now is the base coat, the colours.
The Hyundai's like Matt's car. That colour.
You've got these pastel colours,
pastel colours are very hard.
like you
the greys and
if you blend it, like it leaves like a halo, like it's
you can't blend the colour, just you
very
So you end up what, painting the whole side of the car?
Oh, sometimes you paint the whole side of the car, like it just.
I've noticed with those colours there, it's like the base colour bleaches in the sun.
Yeah, it does.
It does, eh?
And this is what, like,
I've noticed that.
You're trying to match a colour in the sun, like it's blinding first of all. And like the colour changes, like in the sun, the shade. You think for a pastel colour, but it's crazy.
And how about on your side of things, like panel work and stuff? Is it the same?
To be honest, the jobs that I'm doing now since being in business, it's like I've gone back in time.
Okay.
So when I was on wages, yes, structural integrity of cars have changed, and the ultra high strength steels, and knowing how much heat you can put into a panel. So you definitely need to be aware of all that, and that's definitely changed. And you need to be aware of that, like I said. But in the jobs that we're doing now at Mesiti Bodyworks, it's a lot of, we're doing 90s models cars, 2000s models cars. We obviously get the new cars come through, but we're not doing massive hits on brand new cars. We haven't really had too many come through my shop. When I was on wages, at the time.
Is this what you prefer, more of the old school?
Honestly,
me
as a panel beater, I love doing like big hits, structural stuff on the car liner.
The
like
satisfaction that you can get it.
That's where you shine. That's where you.
That was my bread and butter. Like chassis rails, beaver panels, boot floors, inner quarters. Like I was taught by a very, very good tradesman that did that with his eyes closed, and I got to, as an apprentice, spent 3-4 years with him every day watching this guy do things.
He sponged off him.
Sponged him without a doubt. To see him, fix diamond in chassis, and the way he would anchor things and block things, and you just think, just pull and it comes out. Like it's not how it works.
You pull this side and that moves.
You got to anchor stuff, and you got to be creative with how you're going to pull cars, because if you pull here, it's going to put tension there and twist there. And I, as a second year apprentice, once I spent probably about 9 months with Damien, my tradesman, I was on my way. I had a car liner, he had a car liner, and we were side by side. If I had an issue, Damo, what do you reckon? Do this, do this, do this. And doing that every day, the same sorts of jobs, man, you get good at it.
That's beautiful. It's a craft that you've taken on, you've learned, and now you can give to someone else. Because otherwise that gets lost.
It does get lost.
Forever,
and that's the thing, like even for me now with my apprentice, and it was I was a little bit worried when I first brought him on, because I'm like, man, we're not doing enough structural stuff, like he's not going to know. But now that we've been in business for over a year, we're starting to get more insurance work. We're starting to get a bit of structural stuff. Like I just received all parts for Evo 8 that I've got to do a massive chassis rail, boot floor, beaver, like big hit. So my apprentice has been really looking forward to it. So he's going to see me in my heyday. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to doing that job too. So it'll be good. Starting to get a bit more of that sort of work come through.
When you guys post photos of that blows my mind.
Pulling cars apart.
When you're cutting everything out, I'm like, oh wow, that's a lot of time there.
You gotta, for me, you gotta not overthink it, I always tell my apprentices, key in simplicity. Like dumb it down, and like my tradesman taught me, you just keep it idiot proof. Make everything idiot proof. Keep it simple, and there's success in simplicity. That's what I find, and that's a lot of my success is just through being simple. My apprentice says, "You're so smart." I'm not. I just keep things simple. I don't overthink.
We've got to have processes. That's it. There's a process to everything.
It's like any trade too, like when I was a mechanic, it was like when something would come in with a problem, it was not starting, and some people would go for the most difficult thing first, and I always just say, man, just start with the easy thing. The light's not working, check the globe. You check your wiring.
You work back.
Check the globe, it could be a globe. And then even with us, like, we'll get something in and I'll have to work out how I'm going to correct this car. Like, I don't start with the most aggressive and start chopping and going, I'll just start with the easy. It's not working, okay, work my way up. 100%. Don't do what you don't have to do.
That's right.
That's like
simplicity, you're right.
Even when I repair a big hit, same thing. Like I do the easiest stuff first and then work my way into the hard things. Because you get on a roll. If you go straight into the hard thing, you got no momentum. If you start doing the easy stuff, and while you're doing the easy stuff, you're thinking about what you're doing, you give yourself time to think, and you work towards it, and you get on a roll. And that's how I like to do my repairs anyway.
So what's your advice for someone that's thinking of going on their own in business? Doesn't matter what it is, what would you say? Like, what's a couple of key motivations to get them out there?
A key, if you're going to go on your own, have a business plan, definitely. You can never go wrong with being, thinking ahead and having a plan.
Yeah.
Definitely number one, that's what we did. We had a business plan and we worked out what sort of work we want to do and how we're going to do things. Number two, be a fucking savage.
Yeah.
Don't. And one thing that I've learned, and it was a little bit difficult when we first started because, Josh would complain he had all his work to do, but he didn't see me going home and doing all the other work. And I was still doing the physical work too. Own your place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't worry about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Worry about what you're doing. Own your place. Don't think about what other people are doing. Do what you got to do to make, the business run, to make it be efficient. It doesn't matter if you're doing 10 hours more than that person.
Yeah,
if that's your business, you fucking do it.
Yeah.
You be a fucking savage. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? That's my biggest thing. You're just being a savage, owning your place, and setting goals. And
don't give up.
Self-education, self-development, continually learning about your craft and, improving and...
Don't think that you're always going to learn new things every day. So don't think you know it all.
Yeah. Even if you've been doing it for 20 years, you always learn and take from it.
I'm not arrogant as a pedal beater. I know I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm never arrogant. I know there's guys out there that might be, doing better than me, but I'm not in competition with them. I'm in competition with myself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's exactly. All. When you look at yourself like that, and you look in the mirror and you go, I'm in competition with that guy.
Yeah.
I'm the best version of myself, and if I can continue to do better every day, you're on your way, bro.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, man.
Yeah. So you said before, Josh, don't give up. Have you ever had like a moment where you're like, you want to throw the towel in?
Once a fortnight, to be honest.
Have you ever thrown the towel? Have you thrown the spray gun?
Both. Multiple times. We both left on several occasions.
Before business, before we opened the shop, I wanted to give painting away. I was over it. I was over
the whole trade itself.
The trade. I was over it. I was too fussy.
It was too fussy.
I was working in places where they just slap it, send it, slap it, send it. They just wanted things done quick and out the door. I was going crazy. I can remember
slap and dash.
That's how it was. And I said to I want to go do something. I want to go do something else.
So essentially, because of other people, they turned you off your own trade.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Nothing that you did or
Josh the fisherman.
The people even the people I worked with.
He was going to go into driving boats at one stage. I said,
I was joking. He's right.
I said, why don't you go work with Uncle Steve and drive boats?
I felt like I was just too fussy for what the trade
required.
It was just.
It's sad. It's sad the trade nearly turned you off it.
It did. It did. And even the people you work with, they just don't care. In these big shops, people don't care. If the car goes out not right, whatever, just shrug your shoulder.
Yeah, they'll think it's the business.
I could not handle it. It's just
mentality.
Yeah, just.
But how about in your own shop itself?
We've definitely had our challenges.
Yeah,
we've definitely thrown the towel in many times between the two of us, without a doubt.
Yeah,
we've both worked out.
The first 3 months, like I said, when I was doing those huge hours, I thought, why am I doing this for?
Yeah, is this the right thing?
Have I done the right thing? Have I made a mistake?
It's funny how you talk to yourself, like that voice in your head is like, what am I doing?
You
Why am I here?
That's a big thing that you said, Rob. The way you talk to yourself, you need to look in the mirror and talk positive.
Yeah.
And for me in the last year, because of my stress, I didn't.
We've bounced off each other. If I'm going for a rough time, I'll message him. I'll say, bro, can you talk? And he'll do the same. He's been big because I'm very anxious. I want things done perfect.
Yeah.
And it plays on my mind. I'll call him. He's my balance. That's fine. He'll help me out, and I'll give him a call, bro. I'm going for a rough time. I don't know why, but
Josh is a big overthinker.
Yeah, I overthink things, and it's hard, but that's just how I am.
I think that just goes down to how
I'm fussy,
perfectionist you are about things, which is good. That's why you're good at what you do.
I get that from my mum. I think my
mum's like that. Mum's very meticulous. She did nails. She was a nail artist, so she was very meticulous.
Yeah.
And even funny you brought that up. Even the way I used to watch her file nails, I sometimes rub bog in a sort of. It just plays in your mind, bro. You just remember. I used to watch her file.
Everything happens for a reason. And you watch that for a reason.
It's crazy.
We don't
Spa and Spa next week.
Next year. Yeah, Mum, you're coming out of retirement.
It's not in us to give up. So we just like I said, coming from a soccer background, we're very disciplined. Everything was everything was on time. Everything was. If the coach said something, you did it. Like and we've got like a strong discipline in.
Oh, massive!
With,
you know, we
built in us.
played in the highest levels all of our age.
And
You know,
it's come through our work. So like, anytime we think of giving up, it's not going to happen. I'm not giving up.
No.
I'm going to push through.
Yeah.
It's just how we.
Oh, we've had many, but like the good thing is our relationship continually improves, not only as business partners but as brothers. And one thing that we've both promised to each other is we need to work on communication and continue to talk. And if you're feeling a certain way, just come and talk to me, pull me aside. Hey, what are you thinking? But then there's times where in the early days I'd come and I'd grab him and I'd think, oh, what do you reckon? He's having a stressful day. I'd like, and then he'd blow me, and then I'd blow him, and but you get past that.
You're doing good. You've come a long way in such a short time.
Yeah, I think we have too in a short time. Like, definitely grown rapidly.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of that year last year.
We weren't expecting to be so busy.
No way.
We weren't expecting that year to be what it was.
I remember you saying back then, before you started, you were worried if he's going to be busy. And I remember saying to you, I'm dropping parts off to you, saying, I'm like, no.
We could
have a good name.
From the outside, you can see.
From the outside, we can see people are dying to have someone like you guys. Like,
we're good teams, bro. Like, and for me as a customer, I know, like, if I was taking my car to two brothers, like I've dropped my ego off to you too many times, I don't have to worry. Like, there's no concern.
Question, I have to think about it.
The car's safe with the boys.
And it's funny, like people that are in the trade, like the motor industry, whether it's Dent Guy or whatever that we've sent to you, and they've seen your work, it's like a breath of fresh air for them. They're like, oh my god, you know what? I'm so happy that these guys are still here. That the quality of work. You can still achieve it. Because some people are like, there's no hope now. Like, where do I go?
Especially with the Dent guys, obviously he works for a lot of other repairers. So when he came across your work and seen it, he goes, fuck, like I can't believe this still exists. Like quality workmanship, quality stuff.
That's what we strive for. That's what makes us happy. That's what makes it all worth it.
Even our young boys, like they've worked in other shops, and they told us what went on in these other shops. And number one, you think, how are these shops making money for one?
It's amazing, eh?
I don't know what they're doing, and for us doing the work that we're doing, like, we're not millionaires, but we're just, we're paying the bills and doing what we need to do. But to hear what goes on in these other shops, and my apprentice got told to sit in the corner and look at a wall. Like, he's not a kindergartner.
Well, I work at his old job.
Bro, that's not good. You know what I mean? Like that's not good for anyone, no matter who you are.
No,
like,
you got to treat people with respect, and you can never judge someone. And we've learned that a lot too. Like, you will get a customer sometimes that just looks like your average Joe, and if we were to be rude or palm them off, like, we'd miss out on so much work.
You don't know,
and then you show them respect, and you do one car, and then they're like, oh, you know what, I've got another 8 more.
And I love those people, because I treat everyone the same. I really do.
That's one thing we pride ourselves on. We respect people. Like, we're honest and we're transparent.
Definitely transparent. And one thing, like you said before, within regards to breaking the norm, is as a body shop, I want to provide an experience for my customer from start to finish, from the first phone call to the time we hand over the car. It's all positive, you know what I mean? And since being in business, there hasn't been really any occasions where that hasn't happened. You know what I mean? There's been the only really time that we've had sort of an unhappy customer is when his car was in the shop for 6 weeks and we hadn't touched it yet. I was the only panel beater. We were doing another car, and there was a lot of Kinder Surprise on that car, but that was it. That's the worst we've had. That's pretty good. I think we're doing alright.
In the grand scheme of things, in your trade, like, what can go wrong? If that's the only problem.
I've had people who had their cars in shops for 2 years. 3 years, it hasn't been touched.
So many things can go wrong.
Stop there 30 minutes ago.
So I've got a question, because old mentality how do I say this? So old mentality, paint protection, and I even used to be like this, right? People were like, it's all bullshit, right? Which old paint protection back in the days, like, they used to use like a wax base, and like the dealers used to sell that as a paint protection long term. Yes, it was bullshit, because like it melts down a lot quicker, and the sun deteriorates it, whatnot. Ceramic coating. Now these days with ceramic coating, so like with us, most of our customers believe in it, but we do have an old school customer here and there where like, nah, just wax it, blah blah blah. And then I've had a lot of painters say, nah, that's bullshit, don't work.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on ceramic coating?
In an unbiased opinion, from what you've come across,
look, it serves its purpose. Like me personally, like I haven't had a car ceramic coated.
You don't own one, do you?
I don't own a car that's so it's hard for me to say. But from what I've seen, like what I've worked on,
or what we've seen that was coated.
First of all, like I know
it fucks up his paint.
Look, they're very maintenance free. Like you go into the cars.
It
serves its purpose. Look,
so if it's a good coating, you believe it works.
100%. Yeah, like I see it when I paint the car that's coated. Like I'll sand the car down, and I'll hit it with when I'm clearing it. And I mean, what the fuck is that? And then you boys are like, oh, that car's coated. Yeah. Fuck, it's playing up in my clear. Like
just sand it a bit more.
It's definitely doing something. How long it lasts, I wouldn't have a clue. You guys would know more than me.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it does serve its purpose.
With my experience, so I think I've coated. You guys haven't even coated a car for me. I coated my.
No, you coated the.
I coated my Evo and the
Evo,
Sports
yeah. I think you did the coating back then, and then you just gave your rundown.
Yeah, I think
that was the older stuff.
I think on the Evo, I used the Nano for Life.
Yeah.
And then on the
we used the same one.
No,
same one.
Yeah, but didn't you use a?
No, we used one. We used one that you bought. No, you bought
some.
I used just one online.
Yeah,
but
have you used the Osram one yet?
I think that was the one. No, we haven't used the Osram one. So I think we used that one on my Evo.
Car Pro or something.
And then on the Colorado, we used the Nano for Life.
Yeah.
But anyways, the one on the Evo.
Coating guys. We just paint the cars.
The one on the Evo, because it gets garaged, like I did it
still fine.
6 years ago. Like it's still good, and I've tracked the car. I've got rubber stains on the car that I need to, sort out.
That's normal.
But in regards to the Colorado, we did that ourselves, and I think we only double coated it or even maybe single coated.
We don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And it was good for me for a year, but my car's been thrashed. Like
it's good to hear from your perspective that because you know paints that it does.
But I remember when we sent Josh a customer's car and it was coated and he was having issues with it.
Yeah.
Because it was just repelling everything.
Yeah, it was.
And it's real from my Yaris.
It was.
And the grill from the Yaris.
I had to wipe it like with thinners and the thin. You can see the thinners is
the
thinners is beating off it.
He went to the runs.
I went to the drag last week and he was trying to run on my windscreen with the text. And the numbers are running off.
I know straight away now because I got my pink marker. I mark up the cars when they come in. I know straight away that the marker doesn't do anything.
Or the sticker wouldn't stick on the car. On the paint.
Because we wash every car that leaves the shop.
Yeah.
Like, you know a car's ceramic coated straight away because you start gurning it's like, this thing's clean.
It's good.
Where one's not, you got to hit it with the
I definitely recommend if you're getting a brand new car or you just want something that's maintenance, low maintenance, ceramic coat your car, you know what I mean? Like it definitely pays. For me, I used to love washing my car. I don't enjoy washing my car anymore. Honestly, like it just... I just time poor. So
that's right. If you had the time, you'd probably enjoy it again.
Yeah, like now for me when I wash my car, I've got an event coming up. I've only got 40 minutes to wash it. Get it done. Don't even touch the wheels. Just gurney them.
And it's sad because we're the same.
Yeah.
We better be in test bunnies our cars.
Yeah. We better get to wash our own cars, and when we do, it's a quick slap. Like I work. We clean people's cars better than our own.
Yeah, of course.
And we always say to each other, like, fuck, it's sad, man. I'm trying to do this to my own cars.
I can't paint my own cars.
When ceramic coating first came out, I was skeptical too. And then we coated our own stuff, and I said, I don't want to advertise anything until we've tried it.
Of course,
And then we waited about a year. And some people see it as well, you've lost a year of work. I was like, I've got a year of reassurance.
How can I go to this customer? I'm taking X amount of you, and it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work.
And even the coating we use now, the Osram coating, like we swear by it, and like it's 5-year rated, and we have been using it for over 5 years. So it's good because it's actually proven. But I always tell people, coating is only as good as the paint. If you've got shit porous paint, it's not going to be as good as your high-end paint and whatnot.
And
so it's good to get it.
Not just that, but it's not bulletproof either. Like, if you're not going to not wash your car for 3 months,
you're going to
maintain your car.
You're going to take it to a car wash.
Give it a hose and let it sit.
That's the worst one.
Same thing as like if we paint a car. Like us in an engine bay we painted a few months ago. Like the guy hasn't looked after it. It's all dirty. Like
it breaks your heart.
And then you see an engine bay that was painted even before that. It still looks brand new. Like people, it's the way people look after their cars. You know what I mean?
It breaks your heart when people don't look after it.
What have you done?
We'll get a black car, spend 2 days on it, buffing it, coating it, everything. And then a few weeks later, they take it to an automatic car wash. We go, what's the point, man? You should have
sent it.
You know what I mean?
Did you take it to the car wash? Nah. And then you pull a bristle from the back out of the handle.
Nah, it's always nah.
You know my Colorado, I've only hand washed it once.
You go to the shower time.
I go to the laser wash.
At least you go laser.
At least it's
It doesn't even do anything, mate.
Okay, so I'll tell you something, you never go to laser wash again. So we've got a customer that's got a GTP Falcon.
Yeah.
Scared to wash it, because we detailed it. So he took it for the laser wash.
No.
And it must work off, obviously, laser sensors.
Yeah.
So it didn't read the sensor, and the arms hit the side of the two
No.
lower
And
doors.
dragged it across.
No.
And scratched it.
Bro, I almost took my Evo to the laser wash 2 weeks ago.
And he brought it in.
And Rachel goes,
Wow.
Rachel goes, I don't think you should, It's the Evo, just don't.
Just
like,
in
you know
case.
what? Yeah, I probably won't. And like for that, I'm thankful I didn't.
Yeah, lucky.
But the Colorado, I've had my Colorado, bro, I hear the roof from the pressure, like it pops, like boom. I'm like, the fuck? What was
That
that?
should be right.
Then you go fix it then.
Get out and look at
Oh,
it. Gosh.
It's alright, it's only the
Poor
work out.
Colorado's copped it.
My Colorado was at work, sitting there. This guy comes running over, oh mate, your car's just been hit. And I'm just blasé, as I am, just walking over. I said, alright, who hit me? Oh, he took off. I go, did you get his details? No, I didn't even grab his rego. I go, so what the fuck have you done for me then?
You shouldn't have told
He
me.
goes, oh, sorry, but like
Told
it
you,
it all happened too quickly. I was sort of only half seen it. My car got hit by a 10-ton truck. My quarter panel was wiped.
Oh,
I
wow.
went to the police. They couldn't get any
No,
cameras.
Nah.
So now we're
Now I'm
with
stuck
the
fixing
repair.
it.
Well, that was recently.
Yeah, it's been like that for like 2 months now.
Yeah.
Now you gotta find time to do that.
Good luck.
It's a big hit too. Like you really should replace the quarter panel.
Is this on the Colorado?
Yeah, I'm going to my apprentice. Do you want to repair this in November when I go to Thailand? And I'm looking at it with him because I actually haven't
When I
looked
go
at
to
it.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Mate, when you go to Thailand,
Another one for the people going in business. Make time for yourself.
Yeah, don't go on holidays. Yeah, make time for
So
yourself.
yeah, it's a decent year. I've
I'm
seen
going
it
to do a
happen.
Euro trip, maybe in another 20 years.
20
15.
years with the boys when they're young, when they're older. Sorry.
It's hard with kids.
I want to go on holidays, but I'm gonna go during our holidays. So that's
Yeah,
okay.
Is that a shot at me or
Well,
what?
Luke's going on holidays and then again on holidays during our holidays.
Yeah, well, it's alright because I do enough hours in the week to make up.
He's
for
done
those
2
times.
Euro trips, this guy, right?
Yeah.
Different mentalities.
Different mentality.
Right?
Yeah.
The first one was before he was married. Well, how many weeks was that?
5.
Let's see.
But were we in business back then?
My
Probably?
wife had to check if I was alright. She goes, you look dead.
That's going to be me in November.
At least my wife's staying. She's going to help run the business. Like I'm going with the boys.
I said, "You know what?
I might get Rachel to repair cars.
The boys.
Key to a healthy relationship. Don't take your wife.
Nah.
But I've always said, if you want to go on holiday, mate, I'm happy to
I've
hold
got
the fort.
another
That's
kid
the
now.
thing,
I know, that's the problem.
Our mentality is different. Like, even if you say go on holiday, I've got to
I
go
know.
to work.
But I always say the offer's there. If you don't want to take it, it's
That's
so
on
much.
you. That's
it.
on you. At the end of the day, you can't throw that back
You
in my
can see it's
face.
the young ones, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
It's different.
school's up.
Hey, we're still
Yeah, but
Hey,
how does it feel when you're on holidays and your wage is still, you're still getting a wage? And then you come back and you got a little booster too.
Work doesn't do itself, that's for
That's it,
sure.
mate. Salami doesn't grow on trees.
So what's the goal? Grow, bigger shop.
Yeah, I think we're actually discussing that today.
Yeah.
It's time. I think it's time to expand. Just finding like we want like a unit next door, or we don't want to go to a different complex.
Not yet, anyway.
Keep the neighbour
Like my dream, I see myself in my own freestanding workshop.
Yeah.
One day, whenever that may be, you know, I'll eventually work towards that. You know, I'm very familiar with the West Coast Customs store. You know, I think he's been in 5 workshops now, and you know, he started in a very small shop. And, you know, within 15 years he's been in business, he's in this massive thing, and that's a pretty short time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not that I'm comparing myself to that, but you know, that's
The same philosophy, the same
Ah,
concept. You want to
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah, it's good to look at things like that and have goals. Yeah. We've said that too. Like we always dream and say, oh, imagine we had like a massive complex and there was like you boys in there, the Dent guy, the tinters, like all the best of every trade. You know, dry ice blasting, and it's just your one-stop shop start to finish.
It could happen. You can't rule it out. It could definitely happen because we've got a lot of like-minded people that are on board. You know what I mean?
And a coffee shop in there somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, that'll get cranked with croissants on the tap.
Oh, croissants.
Talking about healthy life.
I was thinking of Stitzies or something.
Yeah.
But there's a shop I always drive past in Smeaton Grange. I always look at it with Ash. I've showed you as well.
Yeah.
The factory, and I go, what a setup! I'd love to be in there.
And Smeaton Grange has got some nice big factories in there.
So the goal is to just we want to expand. Again, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's like
but we've gone this far.
Yeah, we've gone this far. Just
it's like
you got to expand and you got to employ more people. Like
I was gonna say, that's probably the biggest factor.
And the hardest thing for us is employing people because, like right now, we're teaching these 2 young kids. We're relying on them to become sort of what we are.
Yeah.
Because we've got from a young age.
The next set of workers.
We're molding them
bits and pieces.
Like if we grab someone that's already molded or whatnot, like
it's hard to unteach someone, eh?
Yeah.
100%. We can't teach old dog new tricks. Like it's hard. Like we're
they've
very
been doing the
fussy.
same thing for 10, 15 years, and then you're going to go tell them and say, no,
we
you
have
don't
our
this
ways.
way.
We want things done this way. They're going to say like they want things done that way, and that's the thing that's hard for us. And like we've got a very high standard.
We're control freaks because we know what we want.
If they don't reach that standard, our business can't expand because that means work can't go out. Because to expand, you've got to do more work.
And for us, our biggest fear is someone talking bad about our work. Like it eats us alive if that is to happen.
Yeah.
And we don't want our name. Our name is Mesiti Bodyworks. Like fair enough if it was like some random name and you know, alright, your last name's not on the business, but our name's on the business. Let alone we run the business. You know,
Doesn't take much to take it back to that, knowing it's you guys. So
that's right. Like, and we take pride in that, massive pride.
We take a lot of pride in our work.
You know, when something deviates from our expectations, like it eats us alive. Like, you know, that's I guess something that we need to deal with in a healthy way. But at the end of the day, that's just
customers
the way
come
we
to
are.
us because they know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
If we get someone else to paint the car or repair the car, that's not what our quality.
Especially with these restorations, there's a lot of emotion.
Oh, restorations,
100%.
another level.
We're the same, but like we'll do a car and you know the customer's not going to see this video, and you could rightfully get away without doing that or doing it half-assed.
But you still.
But we always do it as, you know what if another detailer's looking at it, or what if it's being, you know, thoroughly inspected. You can't go to sleep at night knowing, fuck, I didn't do it properly or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had times where we've coated a whole car.
Yeah.
And then I walk back over it and something's just caught my eye from the light. And I'm like,
and you'll fix it because that's how
you fix it.
Yeah.
And I'll buff it again, recoat that whole panel again, and then the customer picks it up, doesn't even look at it.
Yeah,
like,
what's
nice? And I'm like,
what's the procedure if you've already coated a car and you spot something? What's the procedure to rectify that and then recoat it? And how many hours would that take, depending on the size?
Depends on the colour of the car.
Yeah.
If it's a lighter colour with heaps of metallic, sometimes you can get away with like buffing just that section and recoating that section. Like you really can't see with your eye, but if it's a colour like this or dark, then I'll have to, if there's like a little scratch I've missed, I'll have to cut that little bit back, but then with a real soft compound pad, buff the whole bonnet.
Yeah.
Again, and then recoat the whole bonnet.
You'll see a variance in certain
You'll see a little variant, like we see it anyway.
I couldn't have the patience to do what you do. Like you guys work with, as we joke around, 2,000, 3,000. I'm working with 80, 120, 180. You're like,
I'll be scared to hit paint with that.
That's like when you stand on my roof with 240. I'm thinking, fuck, 240. What are you doing? Is that your roof?
I'm like, did that make sandpaper up 240?
He's googling it.
That's what he's on timber, isn't it? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, timber.
I stayed at the door jam a little bit.
Anyway, did you see the one? I don't know if Josh sent it to you last time. I was descending with the 46 grit.
Yeah.
This is how I buff.
That's why I want to. That's why I want to come one day and just.
Yeah,
that would be like a stress relief for us. What they do, like 240 grit sandpaper, just full sand, like.
But you can really warp panels. Like you gotta be so.
You gotta obviously know what
I
you're
don't
doing.
know if you've seen the green Tirana. Remember I seen your photos? It keeps orange peel, right?
Yeah.
And you want to get it flat, but like we measured the paint, and I think like the boot was painted separate to the rest of the car, and like with a paint depth gauge, you can only measure from the top to bottom.
Yeah, you don't know what's.
I don't know how much clear's on there.
That's
What's
right.
cool,
It's only an indication.
Yeah. So man, like,
that's right.
my hand was on my heart the whole car.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we only lightly sanded it just with the foam, so it only takes a little bit
it's very
off the edge.
minute. Yeah.
And then a couple panels I hit it again, and then I got these pads in there with no foam backing.
Yeah.
So the real bad ones I went over with that, but like man, I was on edge my whole car because you don't want to burn through it.
You don't know where the painter's maybe missed a little bit with his clear coat, only put 1.5 coats here, not 2.
And not just that, like for you guys, right? If you have to sand a panel and it fucks up,
I'll make sure I put it up.
you can then repair it.
Doesn't cost
For us, we got to go, okay, fuck, now we're going to cover it,
right.
we're going to take it to you guys, paint it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we've always got that now.
And that's why we've built a good relationship with each other, because you know, when those things happen, at least we can rely on each other.
That's
look after each other with stuff like that.
Like the Isuzu, there was an Isuzu tailgate that was scratched, but she was getting it painted anyway.
Yeah.
So, and I just said to Phil, just ask her, is it okay if we just
have a go?
Try it?
We just use it as a test patch.
And like, we measured it, and like, I swear there was lucky if there was 15 microns of clear on it, because I hit it a little bit and then went over with the buffer, and then you know when it starts to go haze, like you're just about to,
you know,
it's almost transparent.
And then we had someone message us about, oh, how about getting orange peel off? I said, no way, I'm not touching it.
Don't even think about it.
We quoted a Taipa DC2, the red one, the other day, you know, and told Phil it's been painted.
Yeah.
And then we measured it, and like it's probably been painted 20 times because like the roof was solid, boots clear over base, you know, 160 microns, 300 microns, 200 microns. Like, mate, we're not gonna, I won't sand it.
These 90 models cars have been thrashed, let alone the.
A lot of the Hondas have copped it.
Yeah, because they were popular in the early 2000s and they got demolished.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
They copped it.
And the GDRs, we haven't seen many clean GDRs. A lot of the 32s, the 33s, the 34s, like 34s are cleaner than most, but the 32s, man, we've seen a lot that are not good.
Why do like sometimes you'll get a car that it's clear over base, but then the repairs just being done in like your normal solid. Is that to save time, isn't it? Because obviously they don't have to paint. You don't have to paint base and then clear.
Yeah.
That's your cheap way of.
That's because the insurance company will probably, if it's done by insurance,
the
insurance company will only pay them to do it in two K.
Okay, wow.
And like shops will take shortcuts to speed the
Speed
process up.
100%.
It's sad.
Is it easier to get a flatter finish with one or the other, or is it
Same. Like.
But it's less durable, obviously.
Yeah, 2K longevity.
Talking about that red Subaru we did. The ladies one, she got it repaired and it was going there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
There's no UV protection over the base coat. The base coat is the blue coat.
DC2, the roof.
Yeah,
it fades. That's just 2K. That's how it is. There's not as much UV. I don't think there's as much UV properties as in a clear coat.
When I was an apprentice and I did my yellow Civic, I didn't know much about painting. I knew a little bit about panel beating, and we resprayed my Civic, obviously.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, they just painted it. My dad and my brother painted it, and then all of a sudden, like a year and a half later, I'm going, why are they fading so much? Oh, you're painting in 2K. Why the fuck did you do that? My dad goes, you wanted a free respray, that's what you get.
That's what you get,
That's like before you guys, he had a Civic painted in that, you know, the dark green.
Oh yeah.
It was clear over base. But we noticed that got it back, it looked good. And then about after 3-4 weeks,
it's a different car.
You started getting like, going more like orange peel.
Sinking back,
sinking back. So paint dies in the arse, as we say.
Yeah, we say dies in the arse. Like paint, it cures slowly, like it dries out, and as it dries, it shrinks.
It
pulls back.
It pulls back, dies in the arse. That's what it does. Like, and if the repairs aren't right, that's when you see sink back.
The block marks. And
but even it lost its gloss a little bit.
It went almost, it went hazy.
We see heaps of even show cars, like, and that's why we always pride ourselves on our Evo, because, you know, my Evo's been painted for 9 years, and yes, it's been garaged, but, and you guys have worked on it, it's still glossy.
Yeah,
you know, like when we first painted it. Whereas, you know, we see a lot of show cars, and Josh and I look at each other, fuck, that's died in the arse. But, you know, like you boys said, we test ourselves on the products we use, and you know, 9 years on, it's
amazing.
It's held up. And,
it was just done.
So you get what you pay for.
And that's not even painted in the highest quality brand paint. You know what I mean? Like, it's painted in good paint. Don't get me wrong, but not the most expensive brand on the market.
And would you say you've become a better painter from those 9 years ago too?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Because like back then you would have thought, I'm good, and then now you look back and you already think, oh shit, like
even just being.
It's probably not so much like the painting. It's more like technical side. Like I know ins and outs. I know what works, how.
That just comes with time and experience.
You get efficient and you get
like the technique. My technique is still probably the same.
Yeah, your technique's always been good.
It's like I've always been pretty.
The way
on.
He's laid the clear on since he was like a second or third year. Like one of the best.
Technique, like that comes early. You just obviously you perfect it.
Yeah.
Like I've painted.
His colour matching, like especially since being in our own business, like our dad working with.
Yeah, because everywhere I've worked in production shops. So colour matching was done for me. I was just painting.
Yeah.
Now here, like I'm matching every colour, like. And like, I'm surprised myself.
And you can't just rely on the machines, eh?
No way.
That's just to get you started type of thing.
No chance.
We did that yellow that GT Falcon.
Look when we get touch-up paint sometimes.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like you'll make up the colour, it'll be black and blue. Like it'll be like that salami and that yellow cheese. And I'm gonna match it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that yellow GTHO that we did.
Oh my god.
It was supposed. What's the colour? Glow yellow.
Glow
It
yellow.
was supposed to be glow yellow. We sprayed out 3 colour cards, and it was an insurance job, and we sent it to the insurance company. So we spent 4 hours matching this colour. We ended up using a base colour off an Alfa Romeo because the car's been resprayed.
Yeah.
But we had to base it off an Alfa Romeo and then make adjustments off that.
Yeah.
And they're going, "Oh, we can't pay you for 4 hours colour matching. What do you want?" I said, "Man, I need 4 hours colour matching. Our shop rate's $100 an hour. I want $400, and we can't give that to you."
And my eyes are fried from staring at it.
Yeah. I said, we had to call my experience 35. My dad's been in the trade for 35 years to get his opinion.
Yeah.
We grabbed someone from another shop. Like, are you going to pay for that?
Yeah.
That's just things.
It's funny when you think of colour, like when I think of a colour, like a car comes to my head. So when I think of yellow, I think of a Ford Caprice.
Oh, yeah.
Ford Caprice, everyone's doing yellow.
Yeah, I think of a GT Falcon. That's what I think of when I think of
Colour matching is hard. Like
When I think of red Ferrari.
Yeah, it's that red
Orange
Ferrari.
McLaren.
Yeah.
Green Lambo.
Yeah, green Lambo.
Yeah,
Orange Freeze.
Through brown, yeah.
Yeah,
that's nice.
What about orange Evo?
Yeah, that colour matching is
Yeah, that's
hard.
even
very
like
hard. I'm surprised
watching.
myself.
Yeah, he's done really good. Watching him colour matching,
pull the
like
colour cutter, you're fine.
he'll grab me and he'll be like, "What do you reckon?" I go, like, or I don't know what needs to go in, or I'll go, "Oh, it needs something," but it's not.
Yeah, he'll just say, I'll know if it needs like blue, red, purple, black.
I don't know what's in the colour.
Like I'll know because I know what's in the like a white will have white, yellow, black, red, blue.
This is my only very little experience in paint matching, but when I used to work at Super Cheap back in the day, I used to make the pressure pack cans.
You see how much
And you see like you said, a white colour, and I go, why is the machine telling me to put black in it? I get it. And I'm thinking, that can't be right.
Just white.
Yeah, like it's just white.
That's it.
I want white, mate. Give me white.
The metallic colours are a whole nother ball game. Like it's just. But yeah, I'll call him for a second. What do you think? He'll be like, I don't know, but it's not right.
It's good because I don't know much about what goes into the colour. It's like I'm just a civilian, so I'm just like, if I'm a civilian, I think maybe the customer would pick that. You know what I mean? So I'm not too technical with colour. I
use them as like 4 eyes is better than 2, obviously. So I just, what do you reckon, boys? Oh no, it's.
So do you surprise yourself sometimes?
He's done really good. Like,
bro, to be honest, touch wood. I haven't. Yeah, I'm very surprised myself.
He's colour matching, and my dad is a gun at colour matching. So when
he's taught me, so
that colour's easy. Oh, that's alright. I got cards for that. Like he's.
He's good.
It's funny, but like you do surprise. Like I surprise myself sometimes. Like I'll correct the car and I'm like, fuck man, look pretty good.
You look at the job and you think.
Or I'll see him buffing, and because I'm a control freak, like on the corner of my eye I'm looking, and then I walk past.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, no, we definitely.
Phil, can you keep going and do that little bit too?
Yeah, we are perfectionists too. Like we will pick our own work.
Yeah, we'll finish the job. It'll look beautiful, but we'll still pick.
We'll still be like, we can do better here, better there. Like it's just how we are.
But the thing is too, the more you look at something in different angles, different lighting, then you pick different things up. Like you can't. Like you can try to get 100%, and you most likely will, but there'll be
and the worst part is where, when you're trying to like improve on a technique, and then you're trying something different, and you go, oh, maybe that didn't work as good as what I do over here, or you know what I mean. So you're always constantly trying new things to
certain things work.
Every job's different, eh? Nothing's ever
every
exact
job's
same.
Every job's different.
Even with us.
How do you work with plastic and metal? You know, you get 2 different colours, even though it's like when you spray like a bumper and a guard.
Yeah, so people say plastic and metal don't. They do. They butt up. It's just sometimes it's an excuse from the painter saying it's the plastics that's changed the colour, but it's not. He hasn't matched the colour properly.
Or the factory.
The bars are painted in one. Like the bars,
that's what I was
1,000 bars will be painted, and then 1,000 cars will be painted.
So the paint is
separate. They'll be like, give me 2 bars, and they'll just go like. They're not
and it might be a
together.
different batch of paint, even
that's
though it's the same.
Different batches of paint.
We see it a lot with new cars.
Like when I do a respray, like
even your car, Ash's cars, one's grey,
yeah,
one's
because the
dark
bars
grey.
are painted separate. But like when we paint a car in the booth, like say I paint that bar and the quarter
plastics.
panel, it's going to be the same because I'm putting the same paint, same air pressure.
High filled.
People say, "Oh, plastic, it's going to be." It's not. It's just that's a like.
It's a
That's
bit
what
of
comes out
like
of paint
an
match.
It's a
bit of an old wives' tale,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
Get away
I guess
with
there's a variant because you know if you're just colour matching, you're just painting a bumper bar.
Yeah, if you're only painting a bar, there's always going to be a variation. But if you're painting a bar and the adjacent panel,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have an excuse.
No,
it
that's
should
right.
be exactly the same.
Yeah.
But if you're painting just a bar only,
There may be a small variation.
yeah. But like if
It
you're
just
painting,
depends how good your eye is as well.
yeah,
Yeah, some people are colourblind, they don't even know.
That's right. They'll just, some people just physically can't see what you're. I'm trying to show people swirls. And, what's this? I don't see it. Like to us, then it's fucking
Yeah,
material
right,
day,
yeah.
bro. It's right there. Your car's cool.
That's like a dents.
well, where is it?
I'll spot dents from a mile away.
Yeah.
Customers go, nah, the car's immaculate. I go, man, I've already spotted 6 dents on your door. What?
Yeah.
No, they're new.
Yeah.
That's
we
like the
get messages sometimes too. They'll be like, "Oh, spewing, you sort of shown me how to look at swirls, because now I can't unsee
Yeah.
it."
It's a gift and a curse, definitely.
That's like the dent guy, like Daniel. Like he'll look at a car and he goes, "That's been how repaired."
Yeah,
It looks straight to me. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
he was just walking from. He's walked in. It hasn't even come in through the door. That's had how repair on the bonnet.
And then when he leaves, I'm looking at him. I'm like, what's he saying?
Yeah.
What's he saying?
Once you've done that hail work,
They do
you know,
creep up on your dance bar.
Yeah.
do.
I got a new one on my car now. I don't know how. Popped out.
That was like, I remember when we worked on your car, I said, bro, you got some dents on your camera.
Yeah, he told me. I mean, I don't know, bro. No, I watched it actually the other week and I seen. I go, fucking hell.
The best is he was washing the window of his car, standing on the tyre. He slipped, elbow in the bonnet, and dented the bonnet. And I laughed at him. And about 3 months later, I did the same thing.
I'm like, I'll just stand on the top so I can get the thing and I slipped. Elbow in my
He
bonnet.
gave him the people's elbow.
That's gold. That's gold.
Anyway.
We'll wrap it up. I think this one's been an hour and a
Thank you
half.
so much, guys, for coming. It was good. And then hopefully
Thank you.
we'll do a catch up in the next show.
next shop, that'll be.
Yeah.
We'll definitely catch up before then anyway.
Thanks for the hospitality, boys.
Well, like I said before, it's been an absolute pleasure being friends with you boys, sharing
Yeah,
our
likewise.
works.
100%.
Likewise.
And you know, it's always a pleasure. We don't always, chat like we're both busy, but we've got that group chat and
Yeah, so you have a laugh on there.
Yeah.
That's it. We can't wait to actually, we'll say another day, we can't wait to actually bring you guys a whole car to paint.
yeah.
We're always getting bits and pieces painted, but we want it like one day when we build a
Yeah,
car.
we
Oh, of course.
We
Yeah.
can't wait for you guys to paint it. Like, we know it's going to be cracker.
Oh yeah.
What time
When
are
you're
We're
ready.
scared to build a car because we know we'll just, if we
Start
start
saving.
something, we'll just go
Start
We
saving.
were talking about that today.
Business expense.
Yeah.
Tax write-off.
It doesn't
Put a sticker somewhere.
That's it.
As long as the stickers on it, that's it.
Full restoration.
But no, it's been good. Thanks heaps.
Yeah, thank you, boys.
Really
Thank
good.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
And that's it.
Cut.
Cut it, Ash. How long is that? What's that say?
28 minutes.